And we're live from Grand Prairie, Texas, and we're delighted to be back here. And you're going to enjoy Tommy Baker's new opponent, 6'6" Steve Cook, who has just placed himself on the chair because it'll be Baker shooting first. Winkelplek picking up check for $4,000. Here's Baker now. First stroke, second game. Ooh, a high hit.
The shot
6'10".
Shot he came through with was just a lack of concentration. He did what the players call elbow the shot, and that's when you turn the ball a little too quickly in your swing and it makes your elbow go away from your body. The 4-6-10, almost impossible.
So it's an open frame for the first match winner, Tommy Baker. Now, first time today, Steve Cook, 250-pounder, is only 23 years old, from Roseville, California.
Ball looks like a peanut in his hand, Chris. Tremendously powerful ball. He has to hold it back to get power. Many players strive for power. Steve Cook has to hold back a little bit.
And the winner of the Ford Open last year, Steve Cook, gets a good break and marked with a strike. First frame.
Powerful Steve Cook. Notice how he gets a real good push away. Ideal for him. Locks that elbow. Now gets down low. Gets that 6'6" frame down low. Watch this tremendous slide that he has. High backswing, cupped wrist. Watch his right knee as it hits the line. Down there low just like a short man. And there's where he gets it. Look at that power all stretched out like that. A determined young man.
So the lefty has a double. Quickly goes out to a 21-10 lead because the man who will shoot next, Tommy Baker, had an open frame in the first.
Here's the approach and release of Steve Cook. You see the territory he's playing, somewhere around that second arrow on the left, around the 11th or 12th board. And the powerful roll he gets on that ball. Look at the revolutions. Count them. Must be 15 times. And watch this pin action. Tremendous.
Oh, the winner of the first match, winning it by 2, is really plagued with problems. 8-10.
Chris, we see what happens here is, remember we said the left-hand lane hooked more and Tommy went high. Now the right-hand lane's a little tighter. See that ball in a slide? It's not breaking through. Watch the 5 go in front of the 8 and the 6 lay down in front of the 10. The disastrous 8-10 split.
So back-to-back open frames has Tommy Baker in the hole.
The adjustment a player should make when he runs into this situation is on the slick lane, such as lane 40. Roll that ball a little quicker. In other words, get it down at the foul line. Let it start rolling a little more quickly. On the left-hand lane, lane 39, that breaks quite a bit more, use a little loft and lay that hook. And put those two combinations together, you can make the pocket work for you. Tommy, who is a tremendous game. Last year he shot for one of the highest averages on the tour, yet he never got into the winner's circle. He had one chance for a title. He ran into Mark Roth. Mark rolled a 264 against him, and Tommy lost up in New York. But he'll be back. He can come back this game with as many strikes as he's throwing. He's not out of the wood yet. Seems to have lost it altogether. I'm surprised he just didn't hit his ankle there. He's just confused and out of time. And it's things that happen to the average ball. Look at how wide that ball is. Out to almost the 3rd or 4th board, almost in danger of going in the channel. Comes back, breaks down what obviously could have been a very tough spare into not a routine spare seen by the pros, the 1-2-5.
So you're seeing a little of everything today in the way of covering spares. And for Steve Cook, in our live coverage from the Forum Lanes in Grand Prairie, Texas, in the Fort Worth, Dallas Metroplex area, Cook with a double working, shooting in the 3rd frame, averaging nearly 230, 42 games coming into this match.
He only bowled one game under 200, a 193 in his second shift on Wednesday. 41 out of 42 games over 200 this week.
Leaving the 4-7.
Pulled the ball a little bit, had a chance to really put Tommy Baker away. The sharp break, here it goes high, almost left the 4-7-10, but gets a break over in the corner. Cross lane for a left-hander, he should move to the right cross lane, just the same as a lefty, as a right-hander would move to the left. cut down the hook, a little more speed.
Lots of speed by the big man, biggest on the tour, marking it a spare in the third and leading by 30 pins. The winner of this match will meet Hugh Miller of Mercer Island, Washington, another young professional, 23 years old.
Steve Cook carefully watches where he places his feet. Many of the young players don't pay much attention to that, but it's very important to stay on the exact same spot once you find the groove. Once again, he lost the shot. He's got to take his time and analyze what he did. He was pumped up the first two shots. He threw them a little harder than usual and stuffed the ball in the pocket. But now he tried stroking the ball, and he's left the 2, 4, and 8. By no means an easy spare.
So 60 feet away from the line. 2, 4, and 8. Cook in the fourth frame, second game. All right. Spare for Cook, and a 27-pin lead of our second match. Our live coverage will continue after this. Here in Texas, Tommy Baker shot in the fourth frame. First shot left to 2-4-5, covered it for a spare, now shooting in the fifth, trailing by 30. All right, he finally got his first strike of his second match, winning the first over Jim Winkelplek, 199 to 197. And now it's Cook shooting in the fifth with a spare. Steve Cook's other sport, and not bowling, is archery.
Chris, he was the Class C champion in the state of California when he was younger.
Leaving a 7 on the right lane.
Steve Cook has made the move. We noticed that he looked down the approach very carefully last frame. He remembers where he stood, so for the high hit, he's made the adjustment. He's moved about 2 boards to the right on the approach, and he's using a little less hook. He has changed balls to a harder ball that slides more, Chris, to go cross lane for the spare, compensate for that big hook he throws.
Spare in the fifth for Steve Cook, Roseville, California professional. His head-to-head match play record on television is 2-2.
How the left-hander does the cross lane spare, the 7-pin, the equivalent of the right-hander's 10-pin, the same way, right down the third arrow, just like recommended for the right-handers. Throws the ball a little harder. That good extension follow-through, give the ball good direction.
Cook opened with a double. 3 spares. Another 7.
And he liked that shot. He thought he had made the adjustment. He made a 2-board move to the right on the approach, and when he clapped his hands, he thought it was in there. Here's the trajectory of the ball of Steve Cook. See that powerful turn, see the bounce, the loft out on the lane. Now look at the revolution. Now watch this 4-pin right at the corner of your screen. Oh, it's getting blocked out right in the channel. That's the weak 7 for the lefties. Again, across lane with a different ball.
And there is Kendi and Stacy.
What a likable couple. They all travel together in a motor home. They drive from town to town. Steve Cook talking to one of the PBA officials. Something was bothering him a little bit. We always have officials, Frank Esposito, to make all decisions if the players have any problems.
And the tournament director, Harry Golden.
Always standing by. Tommy Baker, who has been very wild in the first 4 frames, now has a chance to come back, can cut the lead to 18 with a strike.
Didn't get it, leaving the 2-8.
Tommy throws a spinner track on the ball, Chris. The ball rolls about 4 inches below the thumb hole, 3 inches below the finger holes. And on a slick lane like lane 40, it's not conducive. When you have a slick lane, you want to roll your ball more from behind, have the ball roll up by the thumb and fingers. And Tommy's ball is sliding out. He has to get more behind the ball, move to the right, and lift it straight up towards the pocket.
So here in the Quaker State Open, 4th time that Quaker State has sponsored the event.